Okay, let's get a little deeper into Unadilla. We bring in our statistician, Clinton Fowler. Time for SMX Facts Unadilla edition. Talk about this track and some of the trends that you've seen here lately.
Yeah, Weege, absolutely incredible. Out of the last 5 years we've been to Unadilla, we've had 9 of the 10 winners be international riders. So really impressive performance from non-US guys at that track. The only guy to win was Chase Sexton in the 450 class in 2022. He went 1-1 for first overall. It was the second time he's ever swept motos for a victory. Pretty impressive day for him. The last time in the 250s was 2017 when Jeremy Martin won. JT, what sticks out for me here is actually Hunter Lawrence. As we're looking forward in the 250s, Unadilla is one of his best classes. But my question to you, JT, can he win his first overall and stop Chase Sexton's moto win streak?
Well, for Hunter, this is clearly a track where he's found success. But I believe to win in the 450 class against this level of competition, you have to be the best guy. You're not going to be able to get to consistent your way to a win. And you look at Chase Sexton, who's really found his stride. He's won 7 motos in a row. He needs to get back to that guy that could win motos. You think about how good he was at Thunder Valley. We have not seen that level of Hunter Lawrence since maybe arguably the crash at Redbud. So can he be on the podium? Sure. He's been there all season long, but to win, I firmly believe he has to come out and prove that he's the fastest guy on the racetrack, not just one that gets good starts and kind of hangs in there for 35 minutes.
And the problem is it's trending the wrong direction, right? From going to maybe the second best guy behind Sexton, he ends up off the podium completely at Washougal, which opened up this wild stat of Honda 450 podium streaks. Talk about that a little bit, Clinton.
Yeah, Weege, absolutely incredible. Honda had been on the podium for 30 straight rounds, nearly 3 years up until Washougal. The last time they hadn't been on the podium was back at the last round in 2021. And at that time, Chase Sexton, who was riding for Honda, was out injured for the last 2 rounds of the season, and Ken Roczen finished a 9th overall that day. And so Honda hadn't been on the podium. So it had been 3 years. And, you know, JT, it's absolutely incredible when you look at the top 10 list of manufacturer podium streaks. Honda has the top 3. The longest ever was 36 rounds back 2001 to 2004. That was in the era of Ricky Carmichael riding for Honda. He had been on the podium for 35 of those 36 rounds, but it wasn't just him. There was 7 other riders on the podium. So Honda as a whole has been really impressive. What do you see when you look at this last streak that included Roczen, Sexton, Jet Lawrence, and Hunter Lawrence that makes Honda so special?
Well, when you dig deeper into it, the bulk of those have been between Chase Sexton and Jet Lawrence, right? Neither of those two are competing on a Honda at the next 3 rounds. So that really puts pressure on Hunter to keep up that level of excellence to maybe start a new streak.
Anything else, Clinton, that you look at on the radar headed into this weekend?
Yeah, there's one other piece that's on my radar here over the next 2 weekends, and that is Hayden Deegan is on the cusp of clinching his first championship. I don't think that's going to happen at Unadilla. A lot of things would have to happen there. But at Budds Creek, as long as he has a 50-point lead, he can clinch this championship. He's currently got a 54-point lead over Tom Vial and a 70-point lead over Levi Kitchen. So that gives him kind of a 4-point cushion over Vial and a 20-point cushion over Kitchen. And so if he can maintain that going into Budds Creek, it's looking really good for him to wrap up his first title with 1 round to go, JT, and that would be quite the accomplishment.
Yeah, and I think in a normal environment, that would be the goal. Have a great Unadilla, go and win your first championship at Budds Creek. But when I look at the weather forecast, I think you have to be a little bit careful and just understand what can go wrong in conditions like we might have at Unadilla. Don't worry about winning everything. Like, make sure that your championship status stays intact. Make sure that story continues through this weekend. Last year we talked about it. He had a DNF at this race that completely changed the way the rest of that championship would go. That is what you can't have happen. You can't have some sort of mud-related incident, a crash, mechanical DNF to derail everything that you think is going to happen. So sure, if he can win that title at Budds Creek, that's fantastic. But the weather is such a big variable. It's the equalizer in this sport. He needs to make sure that when he leaves Unadilla, the championship looks just the way it did coming into Unadilla.
Yeah, and let's not forget that guy second to him in points is what, Clinton? An international rider, right? So this could be good for Vial this weekend.
It could be. I would definitely watch him as a potential contender for the win this weekend, guys.
Yep. And he needs those points. We'll see what happens at Unadilla, and we'll talk to you next week, Clinton.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, folks. Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.